Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, a second trial for two men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer turns out very differently from the first. The verdicts came quickly, guilty on all counts. Adam Fox convicted on conspiracy to kidnap and conspiracy to acquire a weapon of mass destruction. The decisions on the second day of deliberations. Croft Jr. convicted on the same charges, plus possessing an unregistered destructive device. Earlier this year, another jury could not reach verdicts for either man. Sean Lay has been gathering the latest reaction in Grand Rapids and joins us live this afternoon. Sean.
And there is reaction here in Grand Rapids and all across the country. Such a big case. We've been following every twist and turn of it for you. And Karen, you mentioned this is a retrial. The first time around, there was 3 weeks of testimony and evidence presented to a jury. That jury was out for 5 days deliberating, and the government, the U.S. attorney at that time, an embarrassing result, could not get a conviction, resulting also in 2 people being found not guilty. Here, Adam Fox and Barry Croft, considered the ringleaders of this group who were going after Governor Whitmer. Now a jury was out for only 7 hours, coming back with convictions across the board. That same U.S. attorney coming right out to us and reacting to the convictions that he was seeking. Take a look.
The verdict confirms that this plot was very serious, very dangerous, posed a threat not only to the governor personally and her family, but also to innocent bystanders and to basic social order.
U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan reacting to the verdict sent down at high noon today. This time, a jury finding Adam Fox and Barry Croft guilty of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer at her summer home near Elk Rapids prior to the 2020 presidential election, and were planning to use a homemade bomb to pull it off.
No governor, no public official should have to contend with what Governor Whitmer contended with here. All of our elected officials, everyone, deserves to be able to live in safety and not in fear.
Back here live, you know, Fox and Croft were under the microscope here. They were the ones on trial, but also their defense attorneys put up a huge fight, really putting the FBI and FBI tactics on trial as well, really for a second time here, and the FBI's use of paid informants. Some of them were trouble for the FBI in this case and really had to be cut loose. The FBI kind of surprised us today, Karen. They came out and also talked about this verdict. We'll have what they had to say about it and our questions to them as well coming up at 5 o'clock. Back to you.
Sean, what kind of penalties are we talking about for Fox and Croft?
That's why it's such a big case here, because you have a victim of crime here, the governor of Michigan. You also have 2 guys fighting for their lives. They could be facing life in prison. Both attorneys indicating to me, however, appeals are on the way. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Live in Grand Rapids. We'll check back at 5. Governor Whitmer released a statement after the jury's decision, saying in part, quote, "Today's verdicts prove that violence and threats have no place in our politics, and those who seek to divide us will be held accountable. They will not succeed." You can see the governor's entire statement and continuing coverage of the verdicts on our website. Click on Detroit.com.